So, Craig, you were cancelled, vilified and defamed, but there are people watching us tonight in the fire industry, police, teachers, doctors can't get a job because they're not vaccinated.
Look, Alan, this is just incredible that this is still going on. I spoke to some nurses down in South Australia a couple of weekends ago. They've been kicked out of their job, given a dishonourable discharge because they exercised what should be their human right to not undergo a medical intervention. They're still banned from working. At the same time, the South Australian government is paying tens of thousands of dollars in bonuses to bring nurses in from overseas. It is beyond ridiculous. This is a disgrace of our Fair Work Commission. Now, it is a clear breach of international human rights law to sack someone because they haven't undergone a medical intervention. It's section Article 6.1, the Universal Declaration of Bioethics and Human Rights. It is there in black and white. And yet we had these so-called, Labor people appointed to these workplace commissions that are meant to look after the workers, turning their back on their workers and allowing these good people to be sacked because they were just exercising what should be a fundamental human right to say no to any medical intervention, especially an experimental medical intervention.
Where do you think this is going to go? There'll be no sanctions. These people get away with all this.
Well, I think this inquiry that Mr Albanese is having will be a complete and utter whitewash. It'll cover it up. It'll go with some, a terrible report trying to cover up all the problems. But we need to get to the bottom of this, Alan, to make sure these things can never happen again. We need to clean out of the TGA. We need new regulations put into place. There will be some pandemic down the track, and if you listen to the late brilliant Dr. Zelenko, he says these early treatments, whether it's hydroxychloroquine, ivermectin, or quercetin, combined with zinc and an antibiotic and vitamin D, he says this package of drugs are effective against so many different viruses. This is not Craig Kelly talking. This is one of the greatest doctors of the world, the late Dr. Zelenko, I'm quoting. So we've got to be able to learn from these mistakes. So if another pandemic comes along, that we don't go down the same track that we did before, where we've lost unnecessarily tens of thousands of lives in this country, millions of lives around the world, and cause this unnecessary expenditure that's now everyone's paying for through high rates of inflation.